The cryptocurrency market seems to be the cool hot spot to be at, but we all know there are a ton of risks involved, and the volatility in the cryptocurrency market is real. Not to mention all those cryptocurrency scams that have been able to even fool the best of us. Now, while in my book, Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies, right here, I've explained the exact steps you need to take to navigate the cryptocurrency market and bank on this revolutionizing industry, my guest today prefers an even lower risk approach.
I will say that for someone who hasn't invested in crypto already, here are the things that you need to keep in mind. It's important to understand the asset class as a whole is volatile. And so, like in any investing approach, you want to make sure you understand your personal risk tolerance first before entering. But we don't know exactly where it's going. And so you want to diversify. And all the other coins in the top 10 have similar profiles. And, we read about articles that a coin will come out and it's not even real because it's talked about by important and powerful people.
James McDonald is back on the show, and he's the founder and chief executive officer of Hercules Investments, LLC. Let's go pick his brain about crypto. Welcome back to the show, James McDonald. In the previous episode, we talked about the potential risk of a medium-term storm coming our way. And today, I wanted to ask you about your views on the cryptocurrency market, because you mentioned before that the stock market buyers are going to find a new home. So they're going to go from S&P 500 to Russell to Dow to small cap. Where do you see cryptocurrency market playing out in a potential upcoming storm?
Right. It's a great question. And it's a fascinating topic. It's a topic that triggers political and religious-like emotion from people because crypto is such effusive market. It's such a confusing market, and it's such an important market. I wrote a book on how to invest in Bitcoin 3 or 4 years ago when crypto was around, but wasn't as powerful as it is today. I think Bitcoin was trading about $6,000 when I wrote the book. And I wrote the book because, having had 20 years of experience in investing, many investors asked me what I thought of crypto. And I kept repeating and said, I'll write a book on it. When I wrote the book, I interviewed several top Bitcoin investors, folks that had invested when it was less than $1, and multimillionaires. And I explained how to invest in Bitcoin. At that time, like I said, Bitcoin was around $7,000. It ran up to 20,000, came back down. And here we are at the $50,000 level. Crypto is not going anywhere. Crypto has created so much wealth and so much intrigue in investors that the mainstream investing public has had to take notice, and a big ecosystem is built around it. I will say that for someone who hasn't invested in crypto already, here are the things that you need to keep in mind. Like any big market, like any important market, there are good, bad, and ugly. You can't lump all crypto into one category. There are some wonderful, wonderful digital assets, and there are some 100% illegal schemes behind digital assets. It's important to get expertise, and it's important to segment what might be right for you. It's important to understand the asset class as a whole is volatile. And so, like in any investing approach, you want to make sure you understand your personal risk tolerance first before entering. Now, having said all that, with my now 26 years of investing experience, I've encountered dozens and dozens and dozens of brilliant investment minds. I would say that the smartest guy or woman I've ever met in the investing space is a guy named Matt Hogan. And I met Matt Hogan when he was running ETF.com. Brilliant, brilliant mind. Matt Hogan is now the chief investment officer of Bitwise. And I say this because Bitwise is a cryptocurrency index fund. It's the first index fund for crypto in the world. Publicly traded, the ticker is BITW. I lead with BITW because of all the things I've said about crypto. It's fast growing, it's important, it's powerful, but there are a lot of bad actors in the space that we as individual investors may not be able to detect. I like what Matt Hogan is doing at Bitwise, BITW, because that de-risks the process for us investors. Just like with stocks, there's good, there's bad, there's ugly. Stock picking is hard, and being successful at stock picking is harder. And being successful at stock picking over a period of time is the hardest. Most people can't do it. In fact, many mutual fund managers can't generate 3 and 5 year track records. For that reason, my investing approach has always been an index approach. Rather than trying to pick the best stock with constantly changing information, I like to pick baskets and invest in sectors or invest in indexes that have a tendency to remove some of the idiosyncratic risk.
Is that how you invest? You actually invest more in index funds rather than actually stock picking?
Well, I do index options. And so I like the aggressive risk, but I like to de-risk it by not picking on stocks. And so we're the largest index options trader in the United States. We did over $6 billion in index options trades last year. But back to crypto, I might recommend that people take an index approach. That way, if the winners change on a day-to-day basis, you don't get caught and left behind. And what BITW does is they take the top 10 largest coins and they pool them together in a basket that's diversified that allows you to benefit from the overall crypto ecosystem rising, but also allows you to be diversified. And in a single fund, you can kind of own, you can own the best and avoid problems. And so we saw, major crypto, I think that's one of the top 4 cryptos, go belly up from a federal indictment about 4 months ago. Bitwise removed them from portfolio immediately and replaced them with the best one. I think that BITW, I think that Bitwise eliminates a lot of the guesswork that investors have to do. Obviously, Bitcoin itself is the leader of the pack, and Bitcoin has garnered support from Elon Musk to Michael Saylor and Facebook and PayPal and so many others. And so we think it's here to stay, but we don't know exactly where it's going. And so you want to diversify, and all the other coins in the top 10 have similar profiles. And, we read about articles that a coin will come out and it's not even real, but because it's talked about by important and powerful people, you see its prices rally. And that obviously.
Right, absolutely. So, it's important to know what you're investing and doing the actual research about it. You're absolutely right that there are winners in both cryptocurrency and stocks, and there are ugly ones, absolutely 100%. One thing that I would want to bring up here is that if you're investing in cryptocurrencies just for position trading, then yes, maybe an index fund would be the way to go. But at the same time, kind of the idea behind Bitcoin and investing in cryptocurrency for me is more position, actually holding your coins without having the bank involved, having them in your own wallet. So for me, it's a little more about, as opposed to position trading, is actually holding the asset as a value asset. So there are different strategies that can be suitable for different people. But yeah, I actually do know Matt Hogan as well, and he's an amazing person. And I was contributing to ETF.com for a brief time. And so ETFs are a great place, as you mentioned, if you don't have the time or don't know how to go pick the value assets that suit your risk tolerance. I love the fact that you pointed that out as well, because risk tolerance is the basically end all be all. And if whatever that you choose doesn't match your risk tolerance, you're either losing money or leaving money on the table. So if your risk tolerance is higher and you know how to pick assets, then that could be the way to go. Thank you so much, James. This was an amazing insight. And thank you for bringing up Matt Hogan. It was like, oh my God, memories. So we're gonna.
That's a beast.
I know. It's amazing. And you guys watching at home, leave us a comment. Which one do you prefer? This is going to be controversial. Do you prefer to invest in a Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency index fund, or do you prefer actually holding your crypto and growing your crypto, as Crypto Crowfoot said, and why? I would love to hear from you in the comment section, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Invest Diva movement. Forgot to ask you, oh my gosh, we asked this from all of our guests, and you're the first guest that I did not ask you to. We asked them to make a silly face.
A silly face?
Yes. I love it. Okay. Thank you so much, James. That was awesome.